Welcome back to the channel. We are here July 2nd, and this is going to be the showdown breakdown for July 3rd, Eastern Conference Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta is back home, and we got more injury news here. There's questionable marks on Trae Young if he's going to be in and out. Clint Capella looked fine. He stayed in. He's probably going to be fine for Game 6. Giannis is already listed as out, so you don't have to worry about that. Bucks will be rolling out the same unit that came firing out on all cylinders in that previous Game 5. Very crucial Game 5. All right. Before we dive into it for Saturday's plays, we're going to do a little overview of Game 5 of the props and lineups that we did. So first, we had Jrue Holiday over 10 plus assists. He finished with 12. That was a number one. That was a check mark on that. Middleton to get over 8 rebounds. That was another win. He got, let's double check just to be sure. Let me get down to the bottom here. Middleton, 13 rebounds, and Jrue Holiday, 13 assists. So both of those were key wins. Chris Middleton did not come through with the 3+ threes. He only had 2 for 6. So that was a little bit disappointing. We could have swept it yesterday, but we only got 2 out of 3. That's fine, and we'll move on. Obviously, I like the Bucks, so if you would have took the Bucks money line as well, you got the gist, okay? Now, the lineup that I did with the news about, obviously, Giannis being out and no Trae Young, then I altered my lineup. Obviously, I love Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday as a combo. I put him as the captain, followed it up as with Jrue Holiday. I missed Brook Lopez. Despite the fact I have flames on each and every player, the key for me being in the top 100 and probably winning a couple $100 was me not putting in Brook Lopez. I had a decision between, it was literally, I had Holiday, I had Bogdanovich, I had Lou Williams, and Portis. And my salary gave me enough to fit in John Collins. But I didn't sacrifice the salary and just pay down to get Brook Lopez. That was my decision between John Collins and Brook Lopez. I wind up going John Collins, and that cost me. So that is fine. I could have had a big win if I would have played Brook Lopez. We missed out on it. That's the thing when you do one lineup. When you do one lineup, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So we're going to go into Saturday's slate, going through with the same mentality that Trae Young is probably going to be out. If he is in, we will adjust. Obviously, we'll go back to him. He might be a little bit rusty, so he might be. We're not going to say he's going to be a risky play, but he is multifaceted. He can affect the games in multiple ways. So if his shot is not falling down, obviously, since he's been out a couple days, as you saw when Chris Paul was out and he came back, he looked a little bit rusty. But Trae Young can still factor in with assists, and that will adjust ownership as well. So if he comes back, then you'll get Trae Young. People be a little bit tentative, but they'll definitely go back to him. If you fade him, it could be a profitable move, obviously. But then you would have to go away from Lou Williams because he'll take a big hit. All right, but in this case, we're going to think that Trae Young is going to be out, so we're going to go back to focusing on Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, those guys we love. Brook Lopez, you can go back to him. Not saying he's going to have the same huge game, but at that price at $7,200 as a util spot, that's someone you can go back to. Bogdanovich is going to be one of my favorite Atlanta Hawks to go back to because I've watched him the last couple games and he's looking more and more like himself. As you can see, 3 for 16, then 7 and 19, then a 10 of 22. This is the Bogdanovich bet we've been watching all season long. He stepped up with 28 points, 7 of 16 from the 3-point line, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds in 39 minutes. That knee looks fine to me. Not a problem at all. If Trae Young's out, we'll go back to Lou Williams, playing a ton of minutes. He shot more volume, as you can see right there, 8 for 15, 17 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. The problem was that he had a lot of turnovers, so that's why it bumped his points a little bit down, but that's fine. Other Atlanta Hawks that we might look towards is going to be Kevin Huerter and John Collins. Kevin Huerter's been struggling just a little bit from range, but he has provided a ton of assists. 3 games in a row with 7 assists. So that's very sneaky to watch in the prop land. That's going to be one of my props. Kevin Huerter over 4.5 assists. He's got 7 in 3 straight games. I think that is a very sneaky prop that you could take full advantage of. Like earlier this season, if you would have took advantage of Dante DiVincenzo over 1-3 each game in the first 2 weeks of the season, you would have made a ton of money. But they didn't finally adjust it until a month into the season. So that's some guys you want to look forward to. If you're looking for some cheaper options, obviously Bobby Portis is a guy who's getting a ton of minutes, can knock down that 3, and he stepped up very well. This is a cheap punt play guy that you can look towards, you can put in that captain spot because you want to fit in the more expensive guys. So Bobby Portis is a guy that stepped up. I like him. And then another cheaper Atlanta Hawk is going to be Danilo Gallinari. He's been the most consistent Atlanta Hawk in the series, coming off the bench in a short amount of minutes, but definitely putting up some points, knocking down 3s, 2 threes in the last 3 games. He's taking advantage down low. Sometimes he gets switched on with Drew Holiday or some other guys on him, and he's been taking advantage. I like Danilo Gallinari as another punt option at that util spot. So let's go over to FanDuel and look at these plays over here, and it's tightly contested on FanDuel, so you're going to have to make some tough decisions. So if you just do Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bogdanovich, and Danilo Gallinari, then you only have 8,500 left, and then you're stuck with a decision where you got to watch out. Okay, you can still fit it. Let's see, if PJ Tucker, it gets really ugly over here. So you might want to make some adjustments. Instead of Middleton and Drew Holiday, you might want to cut one and bring it down to a Huerter or Bogdanovich. We already got Bogdanovich, or a Huerter or John Collins. He needs to step up. Lou Williams if Trae Young is out. So you got to be very vigilant. But my favorite play would be Middleton and Bogdanovich. I think those two are the main key guys you need to have in every lineup. Bogdanovich, Middleton, figure out the rest. All right, let's go over to FanDuel and look at the props that we got. We were 2 for 3 in the previous video. Now let's see if we can go 3 for 3 in this one. Let's start off with Bogdanovich, 20 points and above. I love him at plus 148. That is an awesome number. He's been very consistent coming back from the injury, and obviously the responsibility is on him to put the ball in that basket. Even if Trae Young comes back, he's looking like his old self. I love that price. We're going to go back to the well with Chris Middleton, and we're going to take it up a notch. 10 plus rebounds for Chris Middleton at plus 114. That is a solid play. He's been getting that almost each and every game. Let me just double check on that. With Middleton, he had 13 in the previous game. I think 8 and 11. So he's been very close around that cusp. Now, with Giannis out, you expect him to get more rebounds. So let's go and take the stab at that. And the next play is going to be Kevin Huerter, like I told you, over 4.5 assists. All right, at plus 108. He's got 3 7-assist games in a row, and I love that price right there. That is going to be tomorrow's core, and that's going to be tomorrow's props as well. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about those selections. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to send me, I'm giving you picks. If you want to send me some cash or, any of the profits that you receive, you want to send it my way as a thank you. My Cash App is going to be down below of the video. It's going to be metsnetsjets as well. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, metsnetsjetsd, and I'll be back tomorrow on another video. Peace out.